Hey Miss Mamas, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Makeup Moo, and if you're new here, you might hear some sirens, and if not, you already know the tea thing. So girl, we're going to be having a little makeup therapy session because you won't believe what happened to me. And I know y'all like, once again, where is Moo? Where is Moo? Where is these videos? She done started this series and just chucked the deuces on us, but that's not the case. Y'all, I was affected by the government RIF. And if you don't know what RIF is, it pretty much means reduction in force. And this was all orchestrated by Trumpiana and Elon Isha, mostly Elon Isha with his Department of Government Efficiency. I really don't know how efficient it is to lay off thousands of people in this current climate, but I guess. So I'm just going to be doing my makeup and telling you guys how I found out I got the boot. And right now, I'm just trusting in the Lord and trusting in myself. And I know at the end of the day, I'm going to be okay because I've been through way tougher situations and got out the mud by my lonely. And if I did it before, I can most definitely do it again, okay?
Yeah, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into the list. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into this makeup look, but please bear with me because I have not done my makeup in months, girl. I've been in here all sad, down, and depressed about my job, and it just don't give that no more. We about to get real glammed up, real cute, and I'm about to give y'all the tea on what happened. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of the story, we're gonna back it up some, okay? We're gonna back it up some. So y'all know when COVID happened, a lot of us federal employees were doing our tour duty from home. So, and you know what I hate about the whole remote work thing? People think that just because you work from home that you're not actually doing work, but you really be doing work, like work really get done. Once Trump got back in office, he wanted everybody to come back in the office because I guess he feels like, well, hey, if I gotta show up to the White House every day, you need to show up to your government building every day too. Okay, cool, that ain't no problem, that ain't no problem. But mind you, a lot of us have not been in the office in like 5 years. So what did my dumb self go do? I went and bought a whole bunch of new clothes and shoes for work because keep in mind, we have not been there in like 5 years and all I just don't give outdated threads. All right, so now we all getting acclimated with going back into the office every day, 5 days a week. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually didn't mind my commute because when I say my building was literally steps from Metro, I didn't mind getting on Metro to go to work because my office was like right when you got off the station. So, okay, 2 weeks of going into the office, I'm thinking everything is just fine. But you know, in the midst of that, you start hearing about other agencies like Department of Education, getting rid of some of their employees and other agencies, and it's just like, you start to feel like, oh shoot, are we next? Girl, we was definitely next. And I'm not gonna lie, the work that my team did, and honestly not even just my team, my whole center, I felt like the work that we produced for the agency that we were like, that we would be okay. Like I really honestly truly thought that we would be okay. But I will never forget, like my last day at work, one of my colleagues came to my office and was like, if they're gonna fire us, they need to just fire us now. Just stop making us be on like pins and needles. Like just go ahead and rip the band-aid off now and let us deal with it. And I was like, no, I'm really hoping that that's not the case. He was like, girl, I don't know. I doubt I'll see you on Monday. And boy, was he right. Alright sis, so I just primed my eyelids with my MAC paint pot and laying low, and I'm going to go in with this Mario Master Max palette. It's so crazy because I bought this palette when it first came out with the intentions of doing a video on it, and I also bought some of his other products like his foundation and concealer, so I wanted to do a whole video on his stuff, and guess who never did it? That's okay because I have all the time in the world to review products now, so tap in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, sister. But yeah, girl, back to the story. So some other key factors that I want you to keep in mind is the fact that I had just moved to, like, this is so crazy. And shout out to my boyfriend, because honestly, if it wasn't for him, I would be way more stressed than what I am. I really be trying to keep myself like calm, but if you know me, you know I do not be calm through stuff. Like I really be freaking out, anxiety be through the roof, and I just be stressed about, oh my God, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? Oh my God, I should have been doing this. If I would have been doing this, then I wouldn't even be stressed about this. Oh my God, this is why people say when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Then I started beating myself up because I was so focused on this one thing that I also didn't have the capacity to focus on another thing. What I mean by that, I was so focused on my professional career that I always, no matter how many times I came back on here and told y'all like, oh, I'm gonna post more, just you know, bear with me. I still never put a lot of my energy into my content as well, and I regret that deeply, like deeply. And this situation really just showed me why, like, you should just always have your little side hustle, because anything can happen at any moment and these people don't care. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is, I think, was it like 2 or 3 months prior to the return to work? I can't really remember, but a few months prior to returning to work, I had closed my studio down again because I had finally made it to a threshold where I felt like, you know what, I'm comfortable in my professional career. Like, I'm working Sunday through Sunday. I don't have to do that. I want to work smarter and not harder, and I'm really just good making my coins off my 9 to 5. Girl, another regret. I should have never closed my studio. And also something else I regret was not showing you guys the process of me getting that studio together, because I really put a lot of time and effort into that studio. I loved it. I think I still have the footage for it, so if you guys want me to compile that and show you how the studio looked, I can definitely do that. But girl, I'm sorry about it. But girl, why did I close my studio? Like, I don't know where my mind is. But yeah, let's get into the real tea, the real meat and potatoes of what happened. First of all, sis, would you even believe me if I told you that this happened on April Fool's? Like, real life, went to work and my dash did not work, and I'm like, okay, that was cute, that was funny, but let me in, and it was like, access denied. Okay, so I don't know if I should mention this, but your girl been laid off anyway, and I feel like Elon owes me a coin. So it costs $6.75 to get on the metro from my area to where my job was, and $6.75 to bring my tail back home, okay? So if you add that up, there's $13.50 a day to go back and forth from work. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when you work for the federal government, they do give you a smart trip with preloaded benefits on there so that you can get to and from work, but it's only supposed to use for you to literally get to and from work. It ain't for you to go having fun and get on the train and go to a Nats game or none of that, okay? They give you your cute little funds, like they literally add up how much it takes for you to get to and from work Monday through Friday, and that's the amount that they put that exact amount on your card. So I had finally got approved for my smart trip card, and on April Fool's, that was the day that my first preloaded benefits should have been on my card. And when I got to the train station that morning, it was no funds on my card, girl. So that was the first red flag that had me like, that's weird, but maybe it'll take a little time to load. But I've been working for the government for over 10 years, so I already know that it literally only takes, like, it should have loaded literally at midnight. Like, soon as the clock strikes 12 for the first of the month, that coin should have been on that card. But it wasn't. So that was my first red flag, like, so okay. I put $13.50 on my card because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay for myself to go to work today. Mind you, I've been paying for the last 2 weeks. But y'all are finally approved me for my coins, so cool. I'm gonna put this last little $13.50 on there to get to and from. And I expect for my coins to be on there tomorrow. Girl, I caught that train all the way to work. Ooh, hold on, sidebar. What I will say about this Mario palette is that his colors are super pigmented. I really like this. Let me tone this down some. So I go ahead and load my little coins on my smart trip because I'm like, okay, that's weird, but okay. And I go take my happy tail to work. Girl, I get to work, line out the door. And by the time I really made it to the turnstile to tap my badge, it was security standing there. Now, mind you, I've been actually physically coming into the office for like 2 weeks now. And any other time I come up here, there's like security there, but they're at the desk, but they're not ever really standing at the turnstile because you really can't get through unless you have your badge. So they had somebody standing there that was like, the line of people outside, second red flag, and then actually having like the extra security, third red flag. So the crazy thing about that is some badges were working and some were not. So a lot of people were going home sad, disappointed, and I just so happened to be one of those people. Girl, I tapped my badge on that thing and it did not work. I was like, I know you lying. So yeah, when my badge didn't work, I called my supervisor. So I called my supervisor and I was like, hey, are you in the office? My badge isn't working. Girl, why she say, who is this? I said, who is this? This Diamond. Like, what is, am I dreaming right now? Like, what's happening? She was like, oh, Diamond, girl, I texted you this morning. So I go scrolling through my phone like, hold up, because I gotta be dreaming. Hold up. I'm looking through my phone, I'm like, I don't see no messages from you. She was like, oh, see, I have a 202 number. She texted my number, but she didn't put 202, girl. She put 301, girl. I'm not an easy girl. You know I'm from the city, girl. So she was like, yeah, Diamond, I texted you this morning and said don't even go into work because, get this, they sent us an email at 5 o'clock in the morning basically telling us about the RIF'd. And that just threw me off because, you know, typically working from home, that is one of the first things you do. Go ahead, open your laptop, check your emails, boom. But now that I'm going back into the office, there's no need to do that because I'm going into the office. So I never checked my email this morning. I just went on ahead, got ready, and went to work. And she was like, yeah, text the whole team. Just don't even waste your time going up there unless you need something from your desk. And if you need something, you're gonna have to get an escort, which I know, like you can't just be walking around government buildings. So I'm like, well, I gotta find somebody up here who will let me at my desk to, you know, retrieve my little bit of items. Cause what the heck? What the hell? So luckily one of my other colleagues was up there and her badge still works. So, you know, thank God for that. Like, you know, some people were still able to keep their roles, but I just guess mine was just not that important. And I ain't gonna lie, like, when it happened, I immediately, like, I'm emotional. I wanted to cry, but girl, I held them tears back. But, you know, at some point, they definitely fell because I was just really sitting there thinking, like, oh my God, July would have made 10 years for me. And it literally just got snatched away from me just like that. And it's just like, what can we do? There's nothing we can really do. So I went on ahead and retrieved some items from my desk, and I called my boyfriend like, can you come get me from the station, please? I don't even have no job no more. Girl, it was just so sad. So yeah, ever since then, I honestly feel like I have been waking up every day sad, feeling lost, not really knowing like what's next for me. Because just imagine pouring so many years, time, and energy to a career, and to just have somebody like Elon MUSK come in and claim that he runs the Department of Government Efficiency, and they feel like it's efficient to lay off thousands of employees in this economy. It's just crazy to me. Alright sis, so I applied a thin layer of eyeliner and my lashes off camera, but don't worry because this month we are going to finish our Back to the Basics series where I'll go a little bit more in depth on eyeshadow, eyeliner, how to apply your lashes, and a bunch of other fun things. So just stay tuned for that. I promise they're coming. Ooh. So right now I'm just going in with my Power Grip Primer from ELF. And I'm going to go ahead and apply one of my favorite foundations, which is from NARS, and that is their Natural Radiant foundation, and I'm going to be using the shade MAKEUPMOO. Alright, so now that I'm out of the funk of being like sad and depressed, like I ain't gonna lie, I'm still sad about it. Like I really loved my job. Like if you know me, you know I always said, oh, I'm retiring with this company. Like I love it here. And I don't know. I'm just scared about what's next. Like I don't know, I feel like this is the season for me to just be still and truly trust in the Lord, because at this point I don't know what else to do. I really gotta trust in myself too, and I really gotta continue to put in the work. Because the crazy thing is, prior to, you know, the RIF'd, my job was positioning me to kind of go more into the business intelligence route. And I think that I might still stick with that and continue to teach myself. Like I was pretty much learning like that stuff on the job, but I think that I'm going to continue to study that world of business intelligence and data on my own. And I really want to like follow my dreams of being a beauty influencer this time. Like even if it don't work out, I really feel like I want to commit to pumping these videos out weekly. Like there's no excuse at this point. There's literally, I've said this so many times, like, oh, there's no excuse, I can get it done. But now that I don't have a job, there's literally no excuse. These videos will be coming every week. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, sister, if you haven't already, because your girl ain't going nowhere, okay? And I really feel like I done made it out the mud, like with nothing before, and I can most definitely do it again. Alright, now I'm just going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I like to start off with chestnut first to kind of conceal any extra darkness that I may have under the eye. But what I truly want to highlight with is butterscotch. And I'm just going to put that in the center of the face. So I'm only going to slightly blend out the edges of that, because I want this to dry down as much as possible before I blend her out. And make sure she's smooth sailing. But in the meantime, we're gonna contour that face, honey, and I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty matchsticks. I like to use espresso and truffle together, because I feel like espresso just gives you that sculpted look, and then the truffle just kind of help you nicely diffuse it into your concealer. And I'm going to be using my brush for this so that I can control how much product I'm putting on my face. Yo, the matchsticks really are tea. Like, I love these matchsticks so much, because I feel like you can apply the matchsticks like before or after you powder your face down. Like, these matchsticks are the truth, and the colors are chef's kiss. Alright, so after I sculpt my cheekbones how I like, I just go in with some of that truffle using that same brush, because you know we do not waste brushes around here. And I just like to just go on top of that and kind of diffuse that into where I blended out the edges of that concealer. And it just helped make the contour not look so harsh. I really wish that I mentioned this in my Back to the Basics series, but that's okay. If you're watching this, clock in, clock in. Alright, now I'm just gonna add some of my favorite liquid blush on top of that. So we're just layering our products at this point. Layer, 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 before you truly blend, blend, blend. And I know a lot of people are intimidated by liquid blush, but I feel like it's because y'all put a lot on directly on the skin. Put that product on the back of your hand and take your brush to just kind of pick some of it up, but also put some of it back, you know what I mean? And just press it right on into the skin, and it won't look so harsh, you know? When I'm doing blush, I like to use like 1 to 2 colors, but when I'm using a liquid blush, 2 is my minimum. So I like to start with the dark rosy blush or whatever color I'm in the mood for that day, and then I'll use a color in that same family that's lighter. So today I've showed you guys these products I swear by these 2 liquid blushes, especially paired together. This is from NYX. This is their Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tints, and the darker shade is Showgirl and the lighter shade is Baby Doll. Love these two together. If you don't have this in your kit already, girl, what is wrong? Alright, so I'm gonna let my concealer kind of dry down a little bit and I'll be right back. Alright sis, so now I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my concealer and go ahead and set her. And I'm gonna be using something new today. So y'all know, if you know me, you know, I swear by the Laura Mercier Medium Deep Translucent Powder. Love her. But have you guys tried the Ultra Blur version of that? Girl, we trying it today. This is something else that I also bought a while ago and have not opened and used. But girl, that ends. Like, we're tapping into all of our purchased products. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth out my concealer and try out MUSK Ultra Blur. And I'm still using the same shade. This is still medium deep, okay? All right, so I have some powder on my triangle puff and let's see what she's giving. Oh, okay, I thought she was gonna be, I don't know why I thought she might be overpowering like the translucent honey, but it's very much giving Ultra Blur. Like, oh man. I'm sorry, translucent medium deep, but I'm gonna have to start sticking with Miss Ultra Blur. She is tea, honey. Like, y'all, my face is giving filter in real life right now. And oh my God, you know what this is reminding me of? Y'all, YSL used to have the best, and I mean the best setting powders on the market. And when I say it just gave you such a smooth blurring effect to the skin, this almost kind of reminds me of that. And I was so sad when YSL discontinued those powders. So I'm happy to know that there's something on the market that's a little bit similar. Now this is one of the Mario products that once I bought it, I just been using it like crazy. I'm surprised I haven't hit the pan yet, but this is his Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Protector. Sorry, Skin Perfector. And this is in the shade Dark, and I just like to use the dark shade to basically set my Fenty stick. I want to also kind of brush that up into the hairline so it can give, ooh, she got a little thin. I told myself I'm going to wear my favorite blush today because it makes me so happy, and girl, I cannot find her. So instead of using burnt peppers today, we're going to be using raisin. You know, this is a black girl staple. If you don't have raisin and you don't have burnt peppers, because I've been telling you for years to go buy that burnt peppers, then I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what you're doing. But also, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? Ah! Sis, when I tell you I'm so scared about the future, like I'm just so scared. Like, I do not like being in limbo about anything. Like, I need to know what is going on, and it needs to be black and white, and it needs to be an understanding. Like, so me just like not knowing what's next for me, I really can't even put that feeling into a word. Like, I don't even know if a word exists for that. If you could think of a word for me, drop down below and tell me, because I don't even know how to characterize my feelings. They're just all over the place. On top of that, raisin, I'm gonna add a little pinch me too. I love raisin and pinch me together. Tea. I'm just gonna put that right on the hot apples of my face. Oh, and shout out to the Girlies Now Loving Blush. Oh my God, I felt like the girls were never going to tap in. Y'all, I've been trying to put my sisters on to blush since my MAK days. Like, I understand my sisters being scared of blush, but I feel like it really just brings that feminine energy to the face. And when you're going to go take pictures and you can see that blush in your pictures, girl, it just gives. But I'm going to add some of my MAC Studio powder, and this is in the shade C7, and I'm pretty much double setting under my eye with this. I like to do this step last after I've applied my bronzer and blush of choice. I just like to go ahead and just add that right there. And this gives a nice blurring effect too. These MAC Studio powders, I mean, these are OG powders. I don't even think I need to really explain these powders. If you don't have these either, then I don't know, sis. I don't know. But I like to use C7 under my eye. Now, before I finish adding the finishing touches to my face, I do want to add some dimension under my eye. So I'm just going to take a really thin liner brush. And I'm going, can you guys see me? I'm going to line just my waterline. Oh my gosh, this can't get dry. See, I haven't done my makeup in a while, so my eyeliner is drying out on me. But the good thing about Inglot, you can buy these little drops separately. So like when your product dries out, you don't throw this away. These Inglot liners are not inexpensive. They are expensive. I like to use number 77 because I feel like it's one of the darkest blacks that you can use on your eye. And it don't smudge, rudge, or pudge, okay? It's gonna stay right where you put it all day. This one is a little dry and I don't really feel like getting up to go find the drops. So let's just try to make it work. Let's try to make it work. Okay, I did a little something. You see the difference? Like, when I was doing makeup, a lot of my clients, well, I could say a lot, like a few of them actually hated black eyeliner, but I feel like it just does something to the eye. It just adds that sultry sexiness to the eye. Next, I'm about to go in with my gold deposit because one thing about me, I love to glow. And sis, we about to be back on our glow up, okay? All that being said, down in the press about Elon, Isha, and Trumpiana, it's not giving that for me no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my sparkle back. Alright, so now I'm about to do a quick little lippy. Girl, I have not worn lipstick in so long, so hopefully she turns out cute. I don't know, I just really just been on my bare face lip gloss era. Like, I personally like to use liquid lipsticks as my lip liner because I feel like they stay on all day. So I'm gonna be using Chocolate Wasted by Dose of Colors. Line my bottom lip first. Just go like that. The top lip is pretty much lined. I'm just go clean it up. Next, I'm gonna try this Sephora cream lip stain in number 120. Let me see what she giving. Okay, yeah, it's cute. And I really love the Sephora lip stains because these stay on for a really long time as well. Alright, so once my lip kind of dries down some, I like to just press them together. And I'm gonna go in with my Nicka K lip gloss. If you know me, you know these are the only lip glosses I pretty much wear straight from the beauty supply. This is their peach lip gloss, and it does give a very, 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 very subtle light pink. Ooh, smell just like peaches too. Kind of color on the lip, very, very light. Did you see that? Ooh, this is cute. What do you think, sis? Is it giving? Alright, so that completes today's look. Guys, thank you so much for spending this therapy session with me and catching up. I promise you, oh my god, I know y'all probably like, oh bye, but I promise you these videos are going to keep coming every week. I have so much in store for you, especially this month. We're getting back to our Back to the Basics series, so stay tuned for that. But I also want to offer community. Like, if you guys are going through anything, having to start over, and you're feeling lost like me, girl, tap in, comment down below, and we're going to get through this together. I promise. Oh, and also before I end, Elon Isha, I want my $13.50, and I'm not praying about that. Matter of fact, let me tweet him. Oop, I'm gonna drop something. Let me tweet him right now. I need my $13.50. But yeah, bestie, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.